In this video, I'm going to show you how to get free hosting for your WordPress website. This is perfect if you're just starting out with WordPress, you want to kick the tires, you want to try it out, see how it works, see if you like it. We're doing this through WordPress.com, and everything I'm going to show you today is completely free. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video so you don't miss anything. Hi, I'm Bjorn from WPLearningLab. Let's get started. To sign up for WordPress.com, just head over to WordPress.com, click on Get Started, and then you just sign in with either Google account, your Apple account, your GitHub account, or with an email. I chose an email for my sign up, and you just enter an email and choose a password, and then you can log in with your email and your password. And here you can choose domain names. These domain names are not free. You have to pay for them unless you get a paid package through WordPress.com where you get a free domain name for a whole year if you do that. We'll get back to that in a little bit. First, we're going to check out what's free inside of WordPress.com. And we can host a website completely for free. What you will have though is a domain name like this, where it's WPLearningLab2.wordpress.com. You might be familiar with medium.com. This site hosts a lot of people's content. If you go to google.com and then search for site medium.com, you'll see these domain names that we have in here are just subdomains of Medium. Michael Malowitz, this is his domain name, michaelmalowitz.medium.com. Nyriel.medium.com, KarenNemo.medium.com, EvanJackDebate.medium.com. You get the idea. Medium is a huge website. Tons of people use it to create their content and drive traffic, and they just have a subdomain on Medium. WordPress provides the same service, and it's free. So I'm just going to delete this website so we can go through the whole process of how this works. Let's go to Settings, and then Delete Site Permanently down at the bottom. Delete site. You can also restore your site super easily by clicking on Restore Site. To create a new website, all you have to do is click on Add New Site and then search for something here, like dog walking. It's going to show some domain name ideas up top. You don't have to buy a domain name, but you do get a free domain with your first year if you get an annual plan. If you scroll down a little bit, we see here, dogwalking231.wordpress.com is free. So we can get free domain names as a subdomain of WordPress. I'm going to choose that and click on Continue. And I'm sure if you choose or search for dog walking again, it'll give you other variations of the subdomain. I'm going to choose Start with Free. These are the paid plans. I'll talk about those at the end of the video. First, we're going to see all the free stuff. Let's see, what do we want to do? I'm going to choose Write and Publish, and I'm going to choose Sell Online. Choose whichever ones are appropriate for you. Click on Continue. For the store name, I'm going to choose Dog Walking. For the tagline, I'm going to say We'll Walk Your Dogs. Continue. Now we can choose our theme, which is the design and look and the feel of the website. Most of these are paid, as in you got to upgrade to see them or use them. You can tell by the upgrade and subscribe tag that you see there. Some of these have WooCommerce compatibility, others don't. WooCommerce being the e-commerce platform developed by WordPress. You can also design your own. So these first two up here are the ones we can choose. There are color variations for these two themes, but those are actually paid. So if we click onto any one of these, we see a preview of the site, and we see here the default style is part of the free plan. The star means we have to upgrade to get the other two styles. But on the right-hand side, we can see a preview of how the website will look with this theme. This is on desktop, tablet, and on phone. And it looks pretty solid. Click on Continue when you're ready. We have a little checklist here to help us set up our site. We can install the mobile app, which is the WordPress.com app on your phone, so you can manage your site on your phone. You can enable post sharing, which allows sharing to social media, and then we launch our site. Before we finish this checklist, let's take a look at our website. It looks pretty good, although it's off topic, because this is some kind of fragrance, and our website's about dog walking, so we're going to have to change some things, and I'll show you where to change them. Click on Edit Page right here, and it takes you into the page editor for that page that we were just on. And if you want to get here through the back end of the website, all you do is go to the WordPress dashboard, go to Pages. We'll see a list of all the pages we have: Home, About, and Blog. Each section of a page is called a block. So this is a block right here, and then this is a block right here. This whole section is, we have it centered. This is a block down here. This is a block right here, and each block is of a different type, and there's different things you can do with it. The blocks that you have available to you, you can find by pressing this plus button up here, and you can find all the different blocks that you have available. Depending which plugins you have installed, you might have other blocks available to you as well, but these are all the default ones that come with WordPress.com, and there's a lot of them. As you can see, there's a lot of blocks. So there's a lot you can do with WordPress. So we have this image right here. This is the background of the block. I'm going to click on replace to replace the background image. I'm going to open the media library. I'm going to drag and drop some images into here. I found these two on the Envato Elements website that I use for a lot of stock footage and stock images and stuff. So this one uploaded first, so I'll use this one as our image. Click on insert. The other one should continue uploading. And now we have the image in place, but it doesn't look great with the text because the text is black. These dogs are darker colors over here. So we need to make some adjustments. I'm going to click a bunch of things and it might be overwhelming to you, but all these settings are just point and click. And you just need to figure out where they are by trial and error, more or less, or watching videos. So I'm going to click on the text here and I'm going to go and click on this parent block column. So it selects the column the text is in. I'm going to change the background color on the right to white. And now we can much more easily see the text. We lose some of the dogs in the background, but you can't have everything. We aren't able to change the transparency without using custom CSS. So we have our white background color, and that's all we have. There's no transparency options. You can choose other background colors too, if you wanted to, if it fits better with your brand. You could choose this blue right here. I'm going to stick with white. And our button is right on the bottom of this column, which doesn't look great. So I'm going to change the padding to small. Now we have a little more padding, a little more white space around the outside. I'm just going to change this text to be more conducive to dog walking. There's our text updated. The background image, we can change it to fixed, and then it scrolls, or it stays still as the website scrolls. And then we can see more of the image in the back. So I don't want to miss those dogs in the back there. They're pretty adorable. So this Let's Meet and Discuss. This is actually a button, which can be turned into a link that links somewhere. Well, everything can be linked somewhere. So if you select anything, any piece of text or any image, you can link to places on your website, like the About page. You can link to places off your site. You just got to type the address in here, WPLearningLab.com, for example. And this button here is something that attracts a click, because it's a button that you want to have linked in most cases. So we're not going to link this up in this video, but you can. Just click on this icon here and add a link. Now let's scroll through and update all the rest of it to be more conducive to dog walking. This right here is a product block where you can actually buy now if you connect Stripe to this block. And that is a paid add-on, I believe. Is that true? No, it's actually part of the free. So let's connect this to Stripe right here. I have a Stripe account. There's plenty of videos to show you how to create a Stripe account if you don't have one. And you do have to pay some fees to connect to a Stripe account. And there are some WordPress.com fees as well for connecting to a Stripe account. But you can have people check out and buy stuff right on your website. So I'm going to change some more text here. Just going to delete this block. Okay, now we've updated the content, updated this little piece here. You can also delete sections if you want. You saw throughout the fast forward where you can just click on the three dots, go to delete. Super simple. This is a payment block, as I mentioned, where they actually buy stuff. So the buy now button has payments associated with it. So I added a new payment plan. Just click on add new. You can call it whatever you want. You can change the interval to monthly, yearly, one-time payment. You can change the currency to any of the ones listed here. You can change the price. You can also enable customers to pick their own amount if you want, and you can add payment plan. And this will be paid for through Stripe that we just connected to this site super simply. And now we have $25 per walk, and Bob's your uncle. They can pay right there. And you can have as many of these blocks as you want. If you want to create something super similar, you can just go duplicate and create another one right here. You can also go to the plus icon, check for or look for a payment. And you can add payment buttons wherever you want. So there's just the payment button that you can assign something else to. And you can create and design your own blocks really simply, just like that. You can also click on the patterns over here, and this will show you layouts that are completed that you can import. So you can import the blocks individually, or you can import patterns and have whole sections done for you. Let's see if there's a pricing and a services pattern section. So here's some pricing. So if you had pricing plans you wanted to add, just drag and drop that in. Customize this as you need. If you had services, like for example, dog walking, drag this one in. Got your services section. You got some nice images you can replace and update. For your store, there's some patterns here as well. And we can scroll down, and there's a whole lot. And you can customize your website using these blocks really simply. And then you just adjust the content to be whatever you need for your website. And that's how easy it is to start creating a WordPress website for free. Click on save, and you come back out to the front end, and we refresh the page. And now we are a dog walking website. And you can see the dogs are more visible now because we have a wider space. So the text flows over a wider area. Plus we have the background fixed. So it stays there as we scroll. If you click on buy now, it should take us to a checkout. There it is. This is connected to Stripe, and it's coming from Stripe. All you have to do is enter the name, credit card number, expiration date, and security code, and you'll be paid into your Stripe account. And there's Stripe fees, which are, I believe, 2.3% plus 30 cents per transaction. Then there's also WordPress fees. The fees change depending on what your subscription level is. I'll get back to that in a little bit. Up here we have a menu system. Currently, we are working on the home page. We have an about page that has nothing there, really, and a blog page with a Hello World blog post. If you wanted to customize the menu, you go into the dashboard, you go to Appearance, and then Menus. We're going to create a menu in here and add it to that navigation section. So let's create new menu. Let's call this Main Nav. Click on Create Menu, choose the About page, add that to the menu, choose the Home page, add that to the menu, blog page, add that to the menu. You can drag and drop these to adjust them, to change the location. You can create new pages and they'll appear here on this list. If you check this box, all new pages will automatically be added to your menu. I don't recommend that because you might be adding pages that you don't want in the menu system. I'm going to uncheck that. I'm going to make this my primary navigation. I'm going to click on Save Menu. I'm going to check under Manage Locations because sometimes we can choose where it goes, and Primary Navigation Main Menu is where it goes right now, which should be this one. And it should be the order that we set on here. So it should go Home, About, and Blog, not About, Blog, Home. So when we refresh this page, these should change their order, and then we'll know it's the actual menu that we have set, and it didn't. To fix that, it can be edited in various places. The place for this theme is under Appearance and then Editor. Some themes might be under Appearance and then Customize. Some themes might be under Appearance and then Menus. So you got to find where you edit it for your specific theme. But for this one, it's Appearance and Editor. Click on the header area. Click on it again. Click on Edit. And now we can edit our menu. Click on the navigation block, which is this right here. If you want to add other blocks, you do it the same way as in the block editor. Click on the plus, find a block here. If you don't have the navigation in the header yet, just search for nav, drag and drop it in, and you have it here. Click on the navigation menu when it's there, click on edit, click on edit again, and click on any one of the items, click on this left arrow, and it's going to move it. And you can reorder these pages however you want. You can add a new one by hovering in between the words, and you'll see a plus appearing. And you click on the plus, and you could have a services page, for example. We don't have that page created on the website. We click on Create Draft right here, and it'll link it to here, and Bob's your uncle. You just have to go and actually publish this page, and then draft will be removed from the brackets here. Also click on the pencil. You can change the text, change the link, change advanced to open a new tab. You won't need to do those things in most cases. You just add the page. You have a draft now. Let's save it. And now if we go back out to our WordPress website, go back to our pages, we have under Drafts, Services, right there. We can click into there. We can go to the plus icon here and go to Patterns. I'm going to go to the Services tab again. We saw this one earlier. I'm going to throw this one in there and click on Publish. For the purposes of this website, we'll assume this has been customized for doggies. If I refresh the page out here, we're now going to have the services page. If we click on it, it goes to that page we just created. I know this might be like drinking from a fire hose, but you can take your time. You can rewind this video, you can fast forward this video so you can see how all these things are done. And the editing in here is just the same as it was before. There is a bit of a learning curve to learn all the icons, what they all mean, but if you hover over them, it gives you at least a hint. Some of them are pretty self-explanatory, like link, crop. This is an image-specific feature. Add text over the image, add caption. So then you can go ahead and customize your website however you want. Add as many pages as you want. I don't recommend you add too many pages in your main navigation. You can also have dropdowns. So if we go back into Appearance and then Editor, click back into our header, click it again, click on Edit. Click on any one of these, we can have this, we can add the submenu option. Let's call this Service 1, create a draft page for that. Save it. And now if I go back out to the main site, we now have services. And the Service 1 isn't there because it's not a published page. So let's publish that page. Go to Pages again, go to Drafts. I'm just going to click on the 3 dots and then publish. I'm not going to customize it at all because I just want to show you how to add a submenu. Refresh this page, hover over services, and we now have Service 1 appearing. You can have as many items in the dropdowns as you want. Simple as that. Under the blog, we have all of our blog posts. This is where you consistently add content if you wanted to for your website. You don't have to use a blog, but if you want to, this is how you do it. So you have a blog page already set in the menu. If we go to posts inside the dashboard, we see the Hello World post right here. We can add a new post. I'm going to call this first post our origin story. I'm going to publish it. Not much to that story, as you can tell. But if I refresh out here, we now have our origin story right there. If we wanted to customize this a little more, which of course we do, adding blog posts and customizing them is just like building pages. You have our title here. You can choose or you can add your content here. This is the full story. If you click on this little icon here, we see our menus or our options on the right. Click on post. Here we can add an excerpt. The excerpt is something you can customize to appear here. If you don't customize the excerpt, just the first part of your blog post will appear. In this case, this is the full story. I'm going to add an excerpt. Actually, no. First, I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to click on save. I'm going to refresh out here again. Now we see this is the full story. Now I'm going to change it to have an excerpt. This is the excerpt. Save that. Refresh. Now we see it's replaced with the excerpt. You can also change the URL of the link. This is where you'd want to have the topic or keyword you want to rank for in the search engine. Right here with no spaces, just dashes. You have access to an AI assistant. Access allows you to send newsletters once the website's published. Categories allows you to set categories for your posts, and tags down here allow you to set tags for your posts to keep them all organized. Don't worry about knowing everything before you start, just get started and you'll learn everything you need as you go. Something you probably noticed up here, it says launch site. If we go to this URL, let's just go to the home page in an incognito window, as in we're not logged in. And this is what we have for all visitors who are not signed in. It just says coming soon. You can't scroll, you can't do anything. You can log in and start your website. This would be for other people who want to start their website, not for you. And that's it until we click on launch site and the site will be launched. When you're ready to do that, just click on launch site. It's asking us to choose a domain again. I'm just going to scroll to the very bottom and keep the one we have right here. Skip purchase. Choose your flavor of WordPress. We're keeping the free plan. I'll touch on the paid plans in just a minute. And now our site is live. Now if I go to an incognito window and go to the website, we see our site. That's how fast it was to have it live. If I click on these buy now buttons, let's see what happens. We can buy. Pretty slick. So as far as pricing goes, this is free hosting for your WordPress site. If you don't mind not having a domain name, and as I was showing you earlier with medium.com as the example, there's plenty of people who are just fine creating an online following without having a customized domain name. And you can do this completely free. There is no limit to the number of blog posts that you can publish, which also means there's no limit to the amount of traffic that you can get, because blog posts are usually what drive the traffic to your website. So if we check out the pricing plan for, not WordPress, let's start somewhere else first. Let's go to Siteground. This is if you're hosting WordPress on your own server and you're managing all the back end, doing all the security, doing all the site speed, doing all the work yourself, this is what you're charged. For the smallest account, it's $2.99 per month just for the first few months. Then it's $17.99 a month. That's for the cheapest plan for one website. And this is Siteground. It's a medium level host. HostGator is one of the cheapest hosts around. I'd never recommend them. I just want to show you the prices. The smallest plan is $4.50 a month for WordPress hosting. And it is also interesting because it's an introductory offer with an asterisk, but it won't tell you, here's the asterisk definition down here, it won't tell you what the actual price will be when the price goes back to normal. So that's not super. So it's going to be something a whole lot more than $4.50 a month. And they don't tell you what it is. Now, if you go back to the WordPress pricing, if you pay for 1 year upfront, let's change the monthly actually, because the other two were monthly as well. So we have $9 a month for the personal plan. This is no discount. This is just the regular plan. Whereas at Siteground we saw it was $18 a month. And this gives you all these things that you see here, plus an 8% transaction fee. That was what I was saying earlier, where you have the Stripe fees and the WordPress fees. There would be an 8% fee on any transactions you process through the WordPress site if you're on the personal plan. If you're on the premium, this is comparable to this plan right here, $18 a month as far as price goes. You get unlimited premium themes. You can have ads on your site to monetize your website, which is how Medium people get a lot of their money, through revenue sharing with Medium. Transaction fees drop down to half of what they were, 4%. You can upload 4K video. You can have unlimited automatic shares to WordPress, site activity log, in-depth site analytics dashboard, everything you need to run your website. And as you upgrade to higher plans, the more you get. And if you were to go yearly, you save half. So this business plan, if you go yearly, it's the same as this plan right here for Siteground, but you have no limitations. For example, here we have 100,000 visitors per month. For the big plan, it's $55 a month, 400,000 visitors a month. For the $25 plan, you have no limitation on site visitors. You have everything you need to keep your site safe and hacker proof, everything to keep it fast, and everything is done for you. You don't have to do any of this stuff. It's all done for you. Whereas Siteground and HostGator are going to charge you more, and you're going to have to do it yourself. So that's not great. Plus, for each of the paid plans, you also get a free domain name for a whole year. So the domain name we were creating here was dogwalking231.wordpress.com. That's a subdomain. The domain name would be customized to just you. For example, it would be dogwalking231.com or .shop or .whatever, but it'd be a customized domain name that's just for you. And you get it for free for 1 year. And then after that, domain names are about $20 for the whole year. And if you work out what that is per month, it's not that much. It's like $1.60 or something. And if you pay for 3 years in advance, it gets even cheaper. The business plan at $17.50 is the same as the intro plan, or even less than the intro plan at Siteground. And you just have way more benefits, way more things done for you. It's pretty much all done for you. So the bottom line is, I highly encourage you to start with the free hosting plan, which we currently have for this site right here. Start building traffic, start building your online brand, start building your business. Then if you want to upgrade in the future, you can just click a few buttons and you're upgraded to a higher plan and you have access to way more things. Even if you were just wanting to reduce your transaction fees from, let's say you're on the personal plan for $275 a month, if you bought it for 3 years, if you are even making one transaction worth $100 every month, if you reduce your transaction fees from 8% to 4% just by upgrading, just the drop in transaction fees would pay for itself. If you just do a $100 transaction every month, plus you get more benefits. And the higher you go, the cheaper the transaction fees. Here on business, 0% transaction fee for WooCommerce payments, 2% for Stripe, which is what we were working with there in this video. On the highest plan, the commerce plan, we have 0 transaction fees. So depending on how many transactions you're doing, that can easily pay for itself. This is only $30 a month, and that's not that much, to be honest. So if you want to get started with your own free WordPress site with free hosting, just like we built here, click the link in the description down below. It'll take you to WordPress.com. You can sign up for free, and you can get started building your website and building your brand. If you got value from this video, please click subscribe and ring the bell to let me know. And then check out this playlist up here, which is all about improving your WordPress skills. So make sure you check that out. My name is Bjorn from WP Learning Lab. Till next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.